We
Okay,
are recording.
Awesome.
I just thought of something.
Do you need
But
host?
Well, yeah, so I got a presentation, but I just got to thinking, I think it's on one of the tabs. Am I going to be able to?
you should
You can
be,
just
oh,
share your screen. I just made you should be able to. I just made you co-host, so you should be able to share
Okay.
and all of us be able to see.
Okay.
Yes, we can see it.
yay, we see it.
Okay. Good deal. I'm going to do that.
All right. And first of all, let me just introduce. So I'm Dawn Loading. I'm the one of the national education directors. Jennifer Jeffcoat is on here with me, and we bring in guest speakers to the Power Girls monthly. And that's what this call is. This is our education power hour. And Shonna Murray is one of our very own agents, and she's amazing. And I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us all about her. But that's what this call is. So we do this every third Wednesday of every month. And we love if you guys just time block your calendar, come every month. It's always a great guest. So thank you so much for being here today in the Power Girls group. And Shauna, I'll just let you get started.
All righty. So, my name is Shonna Murray. I am a team leader. I've got agents that are spread all over Iowa and working on an expansion team to other areas as well. But I'm also an area leader for Epic. I've been with Epic for about a year and a half. So excited I'm here. But really, my biggest thing is I love to empower my team and empower other agents to know what they want or be able to do um, be able to train, coach, all those things. So I have kind of dipped my toe in a bunch of different niches and wanted to kind of talk about each one and different things that you can do to help build your business in those niches. So I think that one of the issues that we have is that everybody tries to do anything and everything. So have you ever heard the theory that you're spread thin outward but not downward? And if you look at a like a glacier, all the work that is down below, you only see what's sticking out top. So build and stick to one area or two areas instead of trying to go out to everything. So this is talking about some different niches and different things that you can do to help kind of build your business and just to give you ideas. So we're going to talk about kind of narrowing focus, deepening impact, and grow a business that feels aligned to you, because what is aligned to you may not be to me or to somebody else. So I think that stories, I don't want to say stories sell, but when you tell your story, you impact people because they can feel it. They know that it is sincere. So what you need to do is find those niches that the niche that you want, that speaks to you, that goes with your story. So whether that's a first-time home buyer, new construction, seniors downsizing, probate, some other big ones are single moms, military families, investors, divorce sellers, and empty nesters. So those are really kind of some of the different areas that a lot of agents will kind of pick from. So what I want to do is I'm going to talk about um, five of those, and we're going to talk about like how is your story strengthen and reveal what niche you want to work in. Messaging that speaks directly to your people, attracting leads who already trust you, tools, content ideas, strategy for your niche, and then your personalized game. So your marketing. So do you get excited about helping people build generational wealth? If so, maybe you need to talk to investors. How about, are you passionate about educating overwhelmed first-time home buyers? These are all things that you may want to look at and think about when you're trying to decide where you want to narrow down um, who you are talking to or who you want to really go after. Do you feel called to serve the underdeserved? So like veterans, single moms, seniors, I feel like especially veterans and single moms, there's not a lot out there. I mean, and if those are areas that you feel like you can really help, I think those are great areas. I've got programs for veterans. But look at like single moms and seniors, I think are two areas that really don't have a lot of agents that are serving those areas. Or do you love to design, build, geeking out over floor plans? I love new constructions. It was one of my very first niches that I honed in on because I love the building process. And so let's break down the 5 real hot niches today and how you do it. So first time home buyers, I feel like this is kind of an oversaturated um, area. Actually, I feel like there's just a ton of agents that really kind of focus on this. So unless you're really passionate about it, I would suggest actually finding a different niche. But um, here are some messaging that you can use to if you want to go after first time home buyers. So you don't have to figure this out alone. From pre-approval to keys in hand, I'm your guide the whole way. No question is too small. I've got your back. So again, these are just little taglines that you guys can use. How to attract leads. So the biggest one, and I think is what really is a great area, is to partner with local lenders, especially if they have a first-time buyer program. Here in Iowa, we have a couple of different first-time home buyer programs, and we also have areas that really focus on incentives for that area. So I try to kind of marry those two things together to help those first-time home buyers. Host free webinars or Instagram lives. So 3 steps to buying your first home without getting overwhelmed. Again, what you want to do is you want to come from a place of value. You want to be giving to those first-time home buyers so they are seeking you out and they're asking for help. You want to build a referral pipeline with college advisors, apartment managers, and HR departments. Those are 3 really great areas that you can make sure that you are talking to them, making sure that they have your information and growing value there. So game plan, weekly buyer tip posts, monthly first time home buyer Q&A night. So this can be in person or online. And that really kind of goes back to this host your free webinars. I have done Zoom meetings and I've also done it in person. And I will tell you, at least in our area, it is easier for people to jump on a Zoom meeting and we get more people attending the webinars than we do in person. So it really is, you need to kind of play with it and maybe do an A/B test and see what works best for you in your area. But you can do Google, Facebook ads. So you're targeting to renters, 25, 35 demo, unless you have another demographic that you're going out, after. And then you want to follow up, nurture with a nurture campaign with fun emails and loan tips. But I will say, when you partner with local lenders, a lot of times you can do 50%. They can actually do marketing with you. So they can pay up to 50% of your marketing budget. So that's really a great idea. And then let's talk about apartment managers for a minute. One of the things that I'm doing, or I'm having my team do, is we are actually partnering with the lender for one. We're going to those apartment managers, and a lot of them have like a community room. I'm getting pizzas. We've got Casey's Pizza here. You can get a large pepperoni pizza for $9.99. So I'm getting a few pepperoni pizzas. I'm taking some pop, and we're having pizza nights where they can learn about how they can purchase a home. Not every apartment manager loves this idea of me coming in and telling them how they can, lose their clients, but some know that they have that their people are going to be leaving in a year. So, it's just something that they can offer their tenants. So some are willing to go with us and do that. So for content ideas, a mortgage calculator on your site, and I'm going to be totally transparent. If it comes anything to IT, I've got somebody else to do it. I don't know how to do it. But if you could put like a mortgage calculator on your site, or if you have preferred lenders, a lot of them already have that on an app or on your website that you can always do a link to. You can also do a first-time buyer's checklist PDF. So you have a landing page, they go there, they sign up. You are then going to give them the PDF. Again, you're coming from a place of value. You're giving them something. You're not asking for anything. You're not, saying that you want them to be your client right away, but you're giving them value. What to expect each step of the way. So like an Instagram carousel of the different things that they can expect. So really, from the first meeting with you, you go over your buyer's guide to getting pre-approved, going out looking at houses, writing the purchase contract, earnest money, every step of the way. And you're telling them this and getting them educated on it. And then I love this one, the reels answering dumb questions that buyers are afraid to ask. So I have been working on, I haven't published it yet, but one of the things that I'm working on for just myself, not my business TikTok, is what I've learned on TikTok. And so each day, something silly that that I learned on TikTok that I probably would have gotten the information anywhere else. You can do something similar, doing it on Reels or TikTok, of questions for first-time home buyers. Does anybody have is anybody working with first-time home buyers now that has other things that they're doing or something that's doing well for them that they would love to chime in and discuss? Because again, I want this to be interactive. I don't want me just talking for, for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. Anybody?
Hey,
All right.
Shauna,
Yes.
Leslie here.
Hi, Leslie.
So, I know and I always say this, Natalie laughs. So I'm the old dog here, but I am getting a lot of first time home buyers off of my kids. And I call them kids, but they're adults now. But, Eric, in the last couple of years, from, when they're somewhere between 25 and 30 to 32, if you've got older kids or if you've got friends that have got older kids that you're close to, if you can kind of break into that, it is just, they trust you already and they'll just start calling you. And
Yeah.
then once you get one of them, they tell the whole group how wonderful you are. And I have sold 6 first time home buyer houses to my son's college friends and current friends. And so I think that that's a good little avenue. You've got to, you may have to go join and be part of, some of those younger groups or offer to sponsor something with them. But like I said, I've done really well. I've probably had 6 in the last 2 years just from my son that's now 32, but off of his friends that are finally where their job's good or they starting to have families and so they're looking to buy, and then I stay in touch with them so that when their family gets bigger and they need a bigger house, they'll call me back and they won't call one of their friends that they've now met that's a realtor. So you got to really stay on top of those because they'll get into their friend groups and there's going to be a young realtor in there that's going to snatch them up.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree. Thank you. I think those are great ideas, Leslie. And I think that kind of goes back to like the college. So if you have younger kids, you don't have older kids that you may be able to have that avenue into it. Kind of goes back to these college advisors and HR departments. So those are, maybe somebody that's moving into the area, or the college advisors, they know that they're going off to certain areas. Those could be great referrals for you as well. So new construction buyers is one of my passions. I love new construction. I love working with the builders. I also love working with buyers. So what some of the messaging that you can use, again, social media is king. I think that you need to be using social media anymore. I mean, you just have to. But so here's some of the messaging that we can do. Why settle when you can build exactly what you want? I work for you, not just the builder's rep. So if you are double siding it, you can use that tagline. What I would also do is if you are not representing builders, then I work for you, not the builder. Make sure that people understand that if they are, if you are, I don't want to say competing, but if you essentially are competing with potentially a builder's rep because, and they think that they're going to save money by using the builder's rep, make sure they understand that you work for them and that the builder's rep works for the builder and is going to get multiple deals. And so that's who they're going to look out for. I mean, obviously we don't want to throw any agent under the bus, but make sure they understand what the implications are of that builder's rep or that builder's agent. So they understand that you truly are there to represent them and to do what's best for them. Look out for their best interest. And then one of the other messages, from dirt to drywall to closing day, I make sure nothing falls through the cracks. So, how to attract leads that trust you. Again, you want to make sure that you are giving them information and not just asking them for their being a client of yours. So you want to create comparison content. So resell versus new build. You can go both ways with it, but one of the things that you want to do is talk about how building is better than resales. You also want to partner with local builders or lenders offering incentives. Again, I love working with builders. I love working with buyers as well. Most of the time when I'm representing a builder, my buyers get represented by somebody on my team. But if you're a solo agent, which I was when I first started out, I did both sides on a lot of deals. But if you are partnering with local lenders that will do incentives, great way to, again, get the marketing budget. Half of it goes to the lender, gets covered by the lender, and you can get all of those different programs out there. Host behind the bill tours and sneak peeks with video. So one of the other things that we did is we actually did a wine night kind of type thing. So it was a house that was not finished yet, but it still had a lot of the kitchen already in it. It didn't have flooring in it though. So we did wine, charcuterie, and it was Ask the Builder night. And we did that and we opened it up to the public. So they could come in, they could ask the builder, they could see, kind of what the building process looked like. Luckily, the builder had multiple houses. Some were finished and some were just getting started. So they could almost see the whole process. We had pictures of finished products. We also had my buyer's guide out there that talked about the whole building process, talked about the loan process, talked about the whole buying process all together. So there's ways you can tie in community involvement with getting your name out there and becoming an expert in building. So here are some game plan ideas. So you list all the local builders and specs on your site. If you know anything about SEO, when you have those builders, especially if you have, I'm going to say a DR Horton, or, that's probably one of the biggest national builders in our area, but we also have some other big builders in our area. When you've got those builders on your website and somebody is actually doing a Google search for that builder, it will bring up your website. So it'll be organic SEO. So that's another way to get people to your website. Have a dedicated new build Facebook group. This has been, I think if you have if you are very community oriented, this is a great way to build that community. And especially, I'm going to kind of go back to what Leslie said about staying in front of them, following up with your clients. If you create a new build Facebook group and you're getting clients from there, even after they're done building, they'll still end up staying part of that group I mean, most of them anyway, will stay part of that Facebook group. And then they're going to give their recommendation, or they're going to give their opinion of how things went. And they will say, oh, yep, I used Shonna for my new construction. She looked out for me. They're going to become a fan of yours, and they're going to recommend you. So
Shauna,
yeah,
can I throw something in there about like the DR Hortons out there of the world?
yep,
I've worked with a whole lot of buyers, agents, and I mean new buyers. And um, if you're in an area that you've got a good military presence, like we do here on Mississippi Gulf Coast, and Robbie Johnson has in Abilene, um, when you gain these people's trust, and they like buying the DR Horton house or Adams Homes or which, whatever, Meritage, whatever, whoever it is, you need to be really careful guiding them, because if they're in the military, they're most likely going to be reassigned in 3 years. And if they're buying into a neighborhood, or you're leading them towards one of these neighborhoods that's maybe just like 25 or 30% built out, and then they've got to resell because they are going to be transferred in 2.5 years, then they're going to have a really hard time selling that house, because they're now going to be competing with the builder and all of the extras, the closing cost and the upgrades and all those things that they throw in there. And we see a lot of military people around here that end up competing against the builder, and then they end up not being able to sell their home, and they have to rent it out. So when I've got somebody that wants a new build in a DR Horton or something of that sort, I try to find out what they want, and then I try to find a neighborhood that works for them, but that's already 50% at least built out, so that when they get ready to sell in 3 years, they will not be competing against the builder and his closing cost and all of his extras and upgrades.
gotcha. Well, and I do think that I personally do not guide them to any builders in particular. I've got my opinion about DR Horton, but DR Horton definitely has their buyers. I mean, there are people, I would much rather see somebody buy a DR Horton house than to rent. Because
100%.
they,
I agree
at
with
least
you.
to sell it and get their equity back, usually, hopefully. So a lot of times I will direct them to make sure they do their own recon and look at reviews and things like that. But yes,
Right. And I didn't necessarily mean deliberately like drive them to a builder. I was more trying to make the statement of educating them of, if you've got to sell in 3 years, why don't we see if we can find a neighborhood that you really like, that's got what you want, that it'll be built out by the time you need to sell your home and move in 3 years.
yep. I think that's a great idea, especially with that military niche as well.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
You're absolutely fine. I would much rather it be interactive than me just talking. The other thing is connect with lenders who offer the construction financing. I know most of the time here, it really has kind of flip-flopped. It used to be in the old days, you'd have a lender, the lender would recommend the realtor. Well, now most realtors have to give recommendations to lenders. So if you do by chance work with somebody that does a lot of construction, hopefully there's, the referral back and forth there. But here's some tools and content ideas. So cost of building versus a buying chart, new construction timeline graphic, a YouTube series or reels of walkthroughs in the build progress, and then what they don't tell you about new construction post. So again, these are all things that you can be doing. You can make them evergreen, so then that way you don't have to keep redoing them, and they can really be used at any time. Any questions about new construction? questions, concerns, ideas? Okay. So senior downsizing or transitioning to assisted living. I did a lot with probate, and then I just have started getting into the senior downsizing. And I have really, I don't want to say that I didn't have a passion for seniors, but I've really grown to love that community and started working more with them. So some of the messaging you can use is this isn't just a move, it's a major life transition, and I'm here to support every step. Or you deserve a smooth, respectful, and low stress process. And then I have helped families navigate real estate decisions with care, patience, and dignity. And again, the messaging is going to be for somebody that's actually going to be moving, or then potentially adult children as well. So partnering with senior communities, elder law attorneys, or estate planners is a huge part of my business. Speak at senior centers or church groups. I've never done this, but it's a great idea. And then referrals from adult children of aging parents. So I would say mine are more of the referral part of it, and then the partner up here. So the other thing that you can do is it's called a senior gosh, I can never say the word right. A senior consortium. So in most, at least in Iowa, all the cities have them. But what it does is it is a group of people that are either doing that are, in senior living. Some are they actually work at assisted living, or they work at senior centers. My sister is actually like a director of therapy for a nursing home facility or company. So she's part of her local one. They meet usually monthly. And if you can go and you can get in with that group, it will be a huge referral piece for you, but it also will help you learn about the community, what they need, and be able to help them that way. So game plan, is it time to downsize? So you have like a quiz or a guide to help them if they want to, if they have a two-story house and they want to move into a ranch, that's one way. Or if they really do need to go to like an assisted living or a nursing home. Downloading, you have a question?
I just wanted to say, like, this is the niche that I always wanted to do. And I thought of a way to do it fun and be able to add stories to it would be to do an empty nesters, because empty nesters are in their 50s these days. A lot of us, I'm 55. And so that's a senior too, getting up there. But why not? That covers like all of it. So I had the idea, and I still want to do this, but I don't have time to be in production right now, but eventually I'll be able to do this. I wanted to do a Sunday fun day for empty nesters and like really create an online social media following for my area and just do video and go around the town on Sundays and just create a community called Empty Nesters Sunday Fun Days or something like that. And so I love this one, especially for where we are right now in the economy and with the people that like me who have big houses and big properties and don't need that anymore. Like I'm ready to downsize right now and move to Arkansas. So,
Don't make Mary cry.
but if I were to move to a
Stop
new
saying that
area,
if you're not going to do it, Dawn.
I know, I
I love
know.
you.
Well, but I mean, if I were going to do something, this would be what I would do. If I had to get out there and do it again. Right now, we stay working on just my VIP people, and that's I spoil my VIP database and get referrals. So I don't have time to add something to it, but I love this one. And I love these slides, Shauna. You're going to have to share these slides with us because we could all really use these with our teams too to help them get into a niche. Like, thank you. Anyway, that was it.
Oh, nope, all good. So one of the things that I do, and I did this for my probate clients, is I give them a list of of like people that vendors that would be able to help them. So senior services, movers, estate sales, tag sales, and clean out, things like that. That's kind of been on my probate side. That's been huge in getting me business. So that resource list, again, you could use that as a sales funnel and use that to get providing value to people and then following up with them to see how you can help them. So stories from families you've helped. I think again, telling stories, sharing your passion for certain areas, I think definitely helps. It helps people connect to you. It helps them get to know you. So anytime you can do video testimonials, those are phenomenal. And then moving mom and dad content for adult kids. So I feel like it is really stressful for kids to almost be putting themselves in a be more responsible for parents. And so if you can do content for them or give them information and help them, again, completely different than helping somebody downsize or move to an assisted living, but it's helping an adult child navigate on becoming, you know, responsible for a parent. So tools and content ideas, partner with senior communities, elder law attorneys, estate planners, again, speak at senior centers, and then referrals from adult children of aging parent. And then, so I think assisted living and nursing home is obviously different than downsizing, but I'm not going to go into this just as much just because it's still very similar. But you've got, you know, selling your loved one's home shouldn't be another burden. I'll take care of the heavy lifting, compassion, communication, coordination. That's what I bring to this process. And then from cleanouts to closing, I got you covered. So again, it's some of these could actually be used for probate as well, because a lot of times when you're in a probate process, they don't even know what to do. They're given this property. Some have mortgages that they need to pay off, so they have to sell it. Other ones don't even want the property. So this is very similar. So you want to build trust with assisted living and nursing home directors and social workers, connect with placement agencies. So like right now, I have got, we've got a gal here in the Des Moines Metro that she is known throughout the community as finding the right nursing home for seniors and assisted living. And so a lot of times if somebody calls to schedule meeting or to schedule a tour of a facility, they put them in contact with Becky to find out more about next steps. She actually gets a referral fee from these nursing home facilities or assisted living facilities. And her and I are working on me doing cash offers, traditional listings, things like that on their homes. So while I could work with these facilities directly, and I could actually receive a referral fee as well if I place them in those homes, she's already a trusted person. She already has the connections in all of the facilities. So if I become her trusted realtor and she refers me out on everything, then my likelihood of being referred out more is with her than all the other facilities. So while you can connect with the placement agencies and then present at caregiver support groups or senior expos, you can still do all those things. But if there is somebody that is already already has a prominent place within the community, you are better off to figure out how you can help them. And again, they will help you. So you're not asking for something, you're giving them something. So you can do a monthly lunch and learn at senior facilities, nurture campaign for adult children, postcards, text, emails. My postcards were huge for probate. I have not done, to be honest, I've not done a nurture campaign for adult children. It's been one of those more of a word of mouth type of thing. And then offer a concierge service, everything from cleaning to contracts. I do that. And then position yourself as the go-to real estate partner for senior transitions. That is huge. If you can, again, get in with the right people that are already got their foot in the door and help them, that is going to be your fastest way to get into that niche. So tools and content ideas, probate and senior sale checklists. I've got a huge checklist, vendors, things like that, that I give people. How to sell while a parent is in assisted living blog, vendor list, estate sales, clean out crews, auctioneers, etc. And then reels on what to do with the house after assisted living transition. And then lastly, so you've got your downsizing, you now have your nursing home and assisted living, and then you have probate. And all of those may seem like the same niche. They're all different because they're all in different areas or different parts of their life. So probate is, I would say, one of the areas that you could really focus on, because a lot of agents will they'll go through obituaries and they'll send out a card or a letter saying that they'll do a cash offer. I actually go to you can go to your courthouse and find out who the administrator is of the estate and contact them. Or you can do, oh my gosh, it just left my mind, but there's a company that you can also, there's multiple companies that you can get the leads from, and they actually will go through and send you the administrator. It'll have the representative or administrator of the estate. It'll have their contact information. It'll have the who has passed away. It'll have their address. It'll give you all the information. So some of the messaging you can do for our probate or estate sellers is you've got enough on your plate. I'll make selling home the easiest part, or sensitive, streamlined, and strategic, or from court paperwork to contractors. I've helped dozens of families just like yours. Excuse me. Probate attorneys have been great to work with and have been great for referrals. Second. Sorry about that. So once I started working with probates, a lot of times I would they would already have like an estate attorney, and I would start working with them. Once they realized that I kind of knew the process and I already knew what I was doing, then I have gotten referrals from different ones. And so that is just over time kind of built up. And it really is a great way to, if you can get it, estate planners, that's going to be your best referral source, actually. Funeral homes, I have not had any luck, and I really haven't done it a whole lot to deal with funeral homes. I kind of feel like, I don't know, that's just not me. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to do. It's just not where I'm comfortable. And then you can do estate Facebook groups. I don't think that that's going to be the best use of your time, but if you can create your own group and really launch it, that may be a great resource. And then running Google ads or targeting how to sell your inherited house, and then you put your area, that would be a great way to get those as well. And again, you would do it as a sales funnel. You would provide them with different tactics, and then it would have your information and you could follow up with them. So building that probate lead funnel is going to be your highest, I believe your highest way to get those type of leads, or create a direct mail campaign for recent probate filings. Again, that's where you're going to have to get it from the courthouse, or host a free selling an inherited home workshop quarterly. That, I think, that is going to be the best way to do that, is going to be, again, a Zoom call. offer multiple options. So we do a cash offer, as is sale. I guarantee you there's enough investors out there, even if you can't buy the house yourself, you can still offer cash offer. You can still do that because there are enough investors out there that if you get into if you reach out to different agents, they have cash buyers. So again, don't ever think that you can't offer that. So content ideas, you can do a probate process flowchart, frequently asked questions. You can do short videos and then seller success stories from previous estates. Does anybody have questions about like the probate and estates? Okay. So biggest thing is create a landing page for each one. You want to build an email and text nurture drips with education and empathy. Leverage reels, short form video and testimonials. Use Facebook, Google Ads. Partner with professionals and create toolkits and guides that position you as the expert. So position you as the expert. They're going to think that you're the expert because they're seeing you do they're seeing you doing the reels, they're seeing you do the videos. Again, creating a YouTube page for that niche is huge. When you do the landing page, you can have a link to your YouTube page so they can see all the different things that you provide. So, and then again, following up with them, nurturing, doing drip campaigns, keeping you being able to see from your CRM, you know, if they've opened or anything like that. All right, we've got 15 minutes. Would love to see if anybody has any other niches that they're doing, any other ideas, or if you have other questions. We've got a lot of great agents on this call that we can mastermind as well. So that is all I had.
That was amazing. That is so helpful.
Dawn, I will forward this email. I've got on my email, I've got a link to this presentation.
I would love that because yeah, then I could put that in the replay.
Yep. So I will send that to you.
Thank you. You know, and I think that like I love funnel building. Like I talk about figure out what your funnels are and go build the funnel from the beginning to the end. And it's the same thing. It's a niche. Like what's your niche? Here's your funnel. What's your main content, top of funnel offer? I call them offers, like that you're going to put out into the world to bring those people in. And that's all it is. Like it's just about doing that and doing one at a time. I love it. Anyone else?
I love the probate. I mean, I'm going through that right now with aging parents, so I would have a lot in common with those potential.
Just think of the videos you could do, Amy.
Yeah.
I'm going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually at my mom's house right now, and she's sitting behind me cursing.
Let's hear her.
Finding resources.
You don't want to hear her, trust me.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's not screaming.
But again, I think that the other thing that I didn't know is that if you, this is my theory. I'm thinking, you know, if you help somebody downsize, so they've got a bigger home, you help them downsize, you follow up, you maintain a relationship with them when it's ready for them, when they're ready to go into a nursing home or assisted living. Again, they've already got that relationship. You help them with that. And when they're doing their will, they actually can name you as a realtor. At least in Iowa, I'm assuming it's everywhere, but here they can actually name you as their realtor. So make sure that they know that.
Wow, Shonna, I had never realized that. I need to ask my husband, he's a circuit court judge here, if that is a thing that you can do in Mississippi.
Yep. So in Iowa, they can actually put it in their will that they want you to be their agent.
Wow, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So the lady getting a referral fee, that's a non-licensed person getting a referral fee from the nursing home?
Yes. Yep. So, she doesn't, it's not a commission or anything, so she can, I guess, accept it. I mean, it's,
You're not paying it though, like a bird dog fee.
no. She is getting paid by the nursing home or assisted living. So we've got, again, I could get the referral fee, but why would I want to step on her toes when she is very much I mean, she's already built her resources and her community. Everybody knows her in the area. So I would much rather help her and be a resource to her than to make her mad and, step on her toes. Just so again, I'm just trying to be a resource for them.
Gotcha.
This is great information, Shauna. Like myself, I literally I just got a new computer. So I've been trying to transfer files from my new old to my new. I don't want to just put in my Apple ID because I got a ton of stuff on my old computer. I'm trying to be strategic, but I have like a 5-part series of videos that I'm like, I'm gonna repost these that I did on downsizing. And because that's the niche I wanted to be in because it's relatable for me. Like Dawn said, I have my kids are well, my youngest son turned 26 yesterday, and my oldest will be 28 next month. And so that's the phase of life. Like there's 3 phases. So I don't know who was talking earlier about having adult kids. So like I have that phase where I'm now selling houses to my son's friends,
Yep.
but then I'm in the downsizing phase. And then I have my parents who, like, my mom just took my dad to the doctor last week, and he has early stages of dementia. So it's like I'm in 3 phases right now,
Mhm. Wow.
that I could pick and choose from, but I can address them from a standpoint of being relatable. And that's what people want. Like
Right.
I can tell my story and people can connect to my story because it's literally what I'm going through
Right.
in 3 different phases of my life. So I'm so glad that you shared what you shared today, and then the way that you shared it to help us connect with the fact that, like Don said, we can build communities behind this because we understand everything about it. One, being realtors, but 2, this is our life right now. Like this is literally what we're going through.
Yeah.
So I appreciate all the information, the great information, Shauna. It was a wonderful presentation.
And Renee,
Absolutely.
you can build landing pages within Lofty that you can be directing people to get, use that as a sales funnel.
Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I want to throw it out there that the most important funnel or niche that we have is our VIP people. Like over the years of my 24 years, the one thing I've done is kept that VIP list going. Anytime I work with someone, they go on the VIP, they get a magazine, they get my newsletter, they get HomeBot, they get all these different things. So I'm always on top of their mind no matter what over the years. And so as you have these different niches, like Renee was just saying, we have these 3 different phases of life. You can carry this list with you forever and just, you meet somebody that you really love, put them on that VIP list and really work that list too. All right, ladies, it is 3:52. Anyone have any questions, comments, thoughts? If not, we'll let everybody get back to their day.
Great.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Shauna,
Thank
this
you.
was amazing. Thank you. And thank you everybody for coming. I hope you got something as much as we did from Shauna sharing, and definitely invite your friends, lady friends, to these and to all the events. We just thank you for being here.
See you all in Nashville.
Bye. Yeah. See you next week. Bye.
Oh, hey, Dawn.
Yeah.
So Angie Davis and Amy